What if everything you thought was a flaw was actually a sign? What if the reason you feel different, out of place, misunderstood, is not because something is wrong with you, but because something is unusually right? Psychology has identified a set of traits that most people misread as weaknesses: anxiety, overthinking, sensitivity, self-doubt. But research tells a different story. Today I'm going to show you the signs that you are significantly more intelligent than you give yourself credit for. And I promise, by the end of this video, you will see yourself differently. Most people think intelligence looks like confidence, like quick answers and easy success. But that's not what the science says. Psychologists define intelligence not as the absence of struggle, but as the capacity for complex processing, deep reflection, and adaptive thinking. In other words, the harder your mind works, the more it's actually doing. Here are 8 signs you are more intelligent than you think. Number 1. You constantly question yourself. Here is the paradox nobody tells you about. The less intelligent a person is, the more certain they feel. The more intelligent, the more doubt they carry. Psychologists call this the Dunning-Kruger Effect. Low-competence individuals consistently overestimate their abilities, while high-competence individuals underestimate theirs. If you regularly wonder whether you're smart enough, capable enough, prepared enough, that self-questioning is itself a marker of advanced metacognitive ability. You are thinking about your thinking. Most people never do that. From the outside, chronic self-doubt. From the inside, a mind sophisticated enough to know how much it doesn't know. Number 2. You feel everything deeply. You've probably been told you're too sensitive, too emotional, too intense, too much. But neuroscience has a different interpretation. Researchers found that high IQ individuals process sensory and emotional information more deeply than average, a trait called sensory processing sensitivity. Your nervous system registers more, feels more, retains more. What looks like emotional instability from the outside is actually a high-bandwidth system receiving more signal than standard. You don't feel too much. You feel accurately, in a world that mostly feels on the surface. Number 3. You talk to yourself. If you have a constant internal dialogue, good. Psychologists call this inner speech, and research consistently links it to higher cognitive function, better self-regulation, and stronger problem-solving ability. Your internal narrator is not a quirk. It's your prefrontal cortex processing experience in real time, categorizing, analyzing, rehearsing, reflecting. People who don't have rich inner speech aren't more mentally quiet. They're processing less. From the outside, you seem lost in thought. From the inside, your most important thinking is happening exactly where nobody can see it. Number 4. You're deeply curious about everything. Not just your field. Not just your interests. Everything. How things work. Why people behave the way they do. What's underneath the obvious explanation. Psychologists identify curiosity as one of the strongest predictors of intelligence. Stronger, in some studies, than IQ scores themselves. The drive to understand, not just to know but to genuinely comprehend, is a hallmark of the high-functioning mind. The problem is that this curiosity looks like distraction, unfocused energy, or inability to commit. From the outside, scattered, indecisive, easily bored. From the inside, a mind that genuinely cannot accept a surface-level answer. Number 5. You struggle to sleep. Your mind won't quiet down at night. Thoughts arrive uninvited. Scenarios unfold. Questions resurface. Researchers at the University of Michigan found a direct correlation between verbal intelligence and nighttime rumination. The tendency to mentally process the day's events, unresolved questions, and future scenarios after lights out. Your brain doesn't clock out when your body lies down. It treats the absence of stimulation as an opportunity to process. From the outside, insomnia, anxiety, poor sleep habits. From the inside, a processing system doing its most complex work in the quiet hours. Number 6. You notice things others miss. A shift in someone's tone. A detail that doesn't fit. A pattern beneath the surface of events. You notice. Others don't. And often you don't understand why they don't. Psychologists call this perceptual acuity, a heightened capacity to detect and process environmental information. High IQ individuals don't just observe more, they observe differently. Their pattern recognition operates at a level that flags inconsistencies, connections, and implications that others' brains simply don't register. From the outside, you seem paranoid, oversensitive, or reading too much into things. From the inside, you're accurately detecting signal that others are missing entirely. Number 7. You're intensely self-critical. You hold yourself to standards that nobody else seems to apply. After a conversation, you review it. After a decision, you audit it. After a mistake, you dissect it. Psychologists call this high self-monitoring, a trait strongly associated with emotional intelligence, social awareness, and cognitive complexity. The people who never question themselves aren't more confident. They're less aware. Your self-criticism isn't evidence that you're failing. It's evidence that your internal quality control system is working at a level most people's never reaches. From the outside, perfectionism, self-sabotage, inability to move on. From the inside, a precision instrument that refuses to accept less than your actual capability. Number 8. You feel like a fraud. You've achieved things. People respect you. But inside, you feel like you're faking it. Like one day someone will look closely enough and realize you don't actually know what you're doing. Psychologists call this the imposter syndrome, and research shows it is significantly more prevalent among high-achieving, high-intelligence individuals than among average performers. The reason is exactly what we've covered tonight. You know enough to see what you don't know. You're aware enough to see your own gaps. You're honest enough not to pretend otherwise. That is not weakness. That is the most accurate self-assessment a person can have. The people who never feel like frauds aren't more competent. They're less aware of the complexity of what they're doing. The truth. Let's bring it all together. Self-doubt, sensitivity, inner dialogue, curiosity, poor sleep, perceptual acuity, self-criticism, imposter syndrome. Every single one of these traits has been misread, by you, by others, by a world that mistakes confidence for competence. But science reads them differently. They are not flaws to fix. They are features of a mind that operates at a higher level of complexity than most. The issue was never your intelligence. The issue was the story you told yourself about it. You were never too much. You were always exactly enough, and more. If you recognized yourself in more than 4 of these signs, this channel was made for you. Subscribe to Wired Differently. Because the most powerful shift you can make is not changing your mind. It's finally understanding it. New video every week. Because intelligence without self-knowledge is just noise. You were never broken. You were never too sensitive, too intense, too much. You were wired differently. And that was always the point.